5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Overtime.
Hello everybody, welcome to Overtime, a show where two NAs and two EUs talk about competitive TF2 during overtime. My name is Bethnix, and joined with me today is Eccy from Fireside Cast, Ben PL from Essentials TF, and Wandum from Essentials TF. We are all back from episode 1, now on episode 8, if I'm correct. We're on episode 8 now. Very epic, very epic. But before we begin this episode, I do have to say, this episode of Overtime is sponsored by our Discord server. That's right, we've officially decided to make the server public. There's plenty of things to do on the server and more to come, like looking through any logs you want using logs TF bot, talking to your or other regions in this one Discord server with channels specifically for your region, along with the discussion forum that we can potentially use for future episodes. And hosting a lot of events. We'll be trying to host more events as much as we can, or just every now and then, All of this and more with your help. So join today, and thank you so much for the support, even if you are listening. Links in the description, and now back to the episode. So what we're going to be talking about is mostly just random topics that we have for both Europe and North America. And we're going to be starting with Europe first because Ben and Wan have more topics than we do, to be honest.
RGL was a season, I guess.
RGL is.
We'll come to that later.
I'm so sad. So sad for RGL right now.
It's a season that has happened. It is one of them that you can watch.
Europe's had loads of them in the past. You'll recover. It'll be fine.
Yeah, true. You guys have shit seasons
Europe going
too,
through one right now?
We actually didn't even have a season for like half a year. So.
Oh.
It's like last time. Yeah, I don't know. We finished playing in like March. We didn't have anything until now. So.
I mean,
we had AFS 2025 one. I don't know what more you could want.
Yeah, and Doey won that. So.
You guys had like a complete fucking burnout after that one LAN event, like one 3-day event, and then everybody just said, "No, we're done. We're done."
I think TF2 in its current state is kind of held together by going to LAN, and like at the time, like Poland, like after Poland, right? Everyone was playing for Poland, and then because of the scheduling being the way it was, we did Poland. You come back, you finish the TFL season, and then Witness have to go to Denver, but no one else is going to Denver. And also at that time, Uberfest was not announced nor confirmed, so there were rumors and stuff, right? But like people don't really want to stay around for rumors. And then sort of, I think logistically speaking, now ETF2L doesn't have enough admins to run both Highlander and Sixes at the same time. So they were like running, like a Highlander season and stuff, which meant no Sixes until the Highlander season was kind of over. So then eventually, right?
Have you seen what's happening to Highlander?
No, what's happening to Highlander?
They are having the ultimate speedrun season.
Really?
They're having a full season between the end of Uberfest and Christmas.
Okay.
What?
Well, good for them.
What the?
I guess, yeah, I guess good for them.
I'm assuming it's kind of
like...
what's happening in NA as well, right? Like what motivates invite teams and prem teams as well is competing at LAN. If you don't have like a LAN that's announced and looking forward to playing, then you're just not going to play. I think it's kind of the state that the community is in, right? So Europe, we have this. We have Poland as well. Poland has the added rumors of like, what if there's an NA team, maybe even there's some deep dark secret whispers that maybe even an Australian team shows up, and that's gonna mean that European players will play, right? But if you're not the American team going to Denver, cough froyotech, cough, then like why? There's no land to play for, so like kind of what's the point? I think. Yeah, that's the philosophy.
That's fair. So Ben, you guys are having a shorter season length along with us in North America. So I'm starting to notice that we're getting shorter and shorter seasons.
Yeah, I have opinions on this. I will say for a start, for Prem, I don't think it could really have been helped. Because as far as I'm aware, there's the 6 teams in Prem this season. Some of them were like handovers from last season. They all kind of have a right to be there. I know Aragosta kind of lost every game, but like they were in Prem last season. There's like a reasonable assumption they can play again. They had some roster changes, so that's fine, right? But if you say, okay, we're going to do a normal length season, who are the other two teams going to be? There was like a Polish stack that I think were tempted to enter Prem at some point. I was like stalking people's ETF12 profiles, and I found like there's a lot of Scrimmers, Von Schu, that sort of gang. You'll know the guys. I'm pretty sure they had a team like kind of lined up, but for whatever reason, like everyone just like left the team page like a week before season, and it just never happened. And then there's Mandem, where like I genuinely do not know why they didn't play the season. They obviously have a reason, but they all rejoined their team page after like their silly AFS whatever shenanigans. They all rejoined the Mandem team page and then don't play the season. And like I can assume there's less motivation because they weren't going to go LAN.
Yep.
But
They're
like,
not gonna play.
still, I
Just
thought
not-
they'd still play the season, right?
I think they're just like scrimming every now and then. I actually haven't been keeping up with the logs, but I've seen them scrimming every now and then.
So you tell me they're
But
like a.
I also know they'll have like a few roster issues anyway, right? Just by nature of who's on that team. Like Fancy Elf, if he goes to LAN, great, but like, okay, I don't really believe it. Pandemic just has like a very unfortunate visa passport, which makes it really, really hard to go to LAN. It happened to him twice now that he's tried to go to LAN and then failed due to visa issues. There's not really much he can do either about it. So it would be a different kind of Mandem probably. Yeah, it's just a bit weird, I think, for them.
Yeah, so like back to the like, so okay, I see in Prem, right? You look at like, okay, who was like, if we were going to make this a normal length Prem season, who even goes in with the pot? Like, if it's not going to be Mandem and it's not going to be like that Polish stack that were playing as like TCM early this year or whatever, like, if it's not either of those two teams, there is genuinely no one else it could be. Because like honestly, High this season is the weakest like I've ever seen Div 1 looking. I think there was like 2, maybe 3 teams in like this grouped together like D1, D2 High thing that could even survive in D1 in a normal season. I think it was really weak. Just looking at like the teams in it, and none of them even signed up to D1 in the first place, which is why they had to split it up. But in the short season, it really hurts the lower divs in my opinion, because it's like massive Swiss groups with no time to like actually filter out the teams properly. They've extended the playoff round, so like there's now like an extra round of playoffs for like lower divs, like because of the shorter length season, because the admins were like, okay, well we know that 5 rounds isn't enough to properly like stabilize the div and find out who the top 8 teams are. So we're going to put 12 teams into playoffs by playing an extra playoff round, and I don't know, I really don't like it. Like 5 weeks of fixtures, like you play 5 offies in a whole season, that's like nothing.
Yeah, I think for this season, it's kind of like if we want, like, due to the sort of, I guess, like scheduling conflicts that you have with the Highlander, with the ETF12 admin volunteer stuff, I think it's very important to mention that they're volunteering. So they have the people they have, right? Like, given that, you can only really have like so many tournaments happening at once, and you just kind of have to prioritize, right? If you're ETF12.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but like essentially, like the timing of the 2 lands has forced their hand. I'll admit that much, because
yeah.
in an ideal world, what you do is Prem is 6 teams. Prem plays their season and then does playoffs exactly as it is this season. However, every other div would play a normal 7-week season and just run playoffs so that they go until after the end of Uberfest. Like, I don't think having a LAN break for like lower div playoffs makes that big of a deal. Like honestly, it's not like Prem where teams are going to come back and not care. Like if you're a mid player and you've still got playoffs after LAN, you probably still care, right? And those games aren't getting casted as much anyway, so like I don't think it's as big of a disaster as it is when like Prem is like the week after playoffs, after LAN, excuse me. But that couldn't happen because then there has to be a Highlander season, because we can't skip another Highlander season because of course like that they've already faced that. They had a season get skipped about 12 months ago, so like to be fair, like that they want to run some kind of short season for Highlander, and also still have time to run a 6s season before Poland, where the date isn't confirmed yet, but we know it's probably going to be sometime in like early spring. So knowing that, like, yes, there is nothing the admins can do, but like it's just slightly unfortunate timing on kind of every point with these lands. And it's just meant that like this season has functionally just been like the same as the AFS season, which wasn't numbered as a real season, but like with stronger Prem teams. That's like the difference.
Yep. I mean, I think I kind of don't mind it that much, but it is. I think I don't mind it as much because we're going into a LAN. I think obviously no LAN, then this kind of sucks. But given the fact that we're about to go to Germany in like 3 weeks, it's probably not that bad, to be honest. At least in my opinion. I'm kind of chill with it. It's because I don't know, like coming back from Poland and then being like, oh yeah, by the way, we can cast Prem playoffs, right? Like, I can say this like, no one wanted to be there. Like, I didn't want to be
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I also didn't cast, right? But like, the players don't want to be there either. Like, you're coming from an event where I ended up like, because I was kind of upset about it because it's the second time we've done it, so I ended up writing like a big giant wall of text to the ETF12 admins in the weird like Illuminati conversation channel we have with them, being like, guys, we need to never do this again because it sucks for everyone involved, right? Like, even for the casters that ended up doing the playoffs, it's like they've already just come back from a land where they're done the biggest cast of their casting careers, right? And now you're telling them to cast this other like random game where no one really cares about it, and it's just like it feels.
There was one winner in the whole thing. One singular person who got a win out of those playoffs being straight after LAN.
Who?
They are in the call with us right now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Eccy, you remember the you remember season 49 playoffs? Eccy was the one winner.
A little bit.
Came onto Frost Hazard to cast. Was it low bracket semi final? I think.
Can't just give him the fucking menacing laughter I'm hearing from you.
That's so evil sounding. Just part of the master
Eccy
plan to
knows.
cast
Eccy
easier
knows.
to our
A little
playoffs.
bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
But yeah, no, it says everything when like Frost Hazard TF2 is casting a or is like
Yeah.
streaming a playoffs match in Prem. Like something's gone drastically wrong. But like, okay, I know I can like I have ranted about like the whole 5 week Swiss div thing to at endless times in like the ETF Discord and in like the feedback channels and stuff. Like, I don't think it's good, but I do understand that there is, with the system we have, we're alternating Highlander and Sixes. People, a lot of people play only one of those game modes. We can't be like just skipping seasons for game modes, and also like the admins do still have to like live. Like, I do get it, but it's still. So I wanted to bring it up. I think it's a bit sad over in Europe. Do you know what's not sad though? I want to spin this into something more fun and exciting.
What's not sad?
It was the fact that the map pool changed
Oh
and
my
a
God.
certain map was brought back.
Wow.
And I thought it was
Oh.
exactly as I hoped. It was absolutely amazing. I loved it.
Played 2 matches of it, by the way, in the entire season.
Oh, hold up.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, there's still playoffs, right? There's still playoffs.
There is
for
still
it.
You got to
playoffs.
remember, there's only 50. Right, okay, wait, hold on.
No,
There's
no, no, no,
15
you
offies in
can't-
the entire season.
You can't tell me you
Yeah.
guys are, you can't tell me EU is gonna be sucking dick on this fucking map and then only play 2 matches of it the entire season. You can't tell me that. You cannot tell me that.
It's okay. I think there's a thing you have to remember with Badlands. So that's we brought Badlands back. Thank
Yes.
fucking God, by the way.
Yes.
But like, there's I think a big thing to remember with it is that it's still like for most players in Prem, this is their first times ever playing Badlands. Like the teams we're seeing in Europe that are really good at it and that are picking it a lot are Full Fence and Witness, and that makes sense because everyone on those teams are all unks. But like for most like Prem teams, right, they're not like this is their first time like ever like really competing on it at the top level. I think the reason why like Witness is gonna have and has shown to have a really big advantage is they've just like all of the big players on that team have played it like very competitively before, right? Like Sil obviously played a lot of Badlands in his time, very competitive games, you might remember. Happy also played some very like top level European TF2 on that map. Like these are the teams that are gonna be really good at it. But from the games we have seen, to be honest, I think so. One thing that's really nice is that in EU right now, TF2 is good enough to where we don't have the thing that we had at RGL LAN, where the teams aren't good enough to be able to properly push, and we are actually playing super aggressively, and that makes Badlands a super good map because it kind of has like the gully wash dynamic of something that I think that we're seeing right now that we weren't seeing back when it used to be like in the meta, is that people are so willing to really play the flank a lot. Like they're like teams are pressuring resup super hard all of the time, and it makes for a really like dynamic gameplay around that second stalemate. I think one of the maps of like the Buccaneers versus the Maggots, we did have a 5-minute last stalemate, but that's because, and I spoke to Mac about this afterwards, not necessarily because the last point is unholdable, but more so because the Maggots were just not pushing very well at all. They had a really weird.
I've
read on the
seen
last.
I've watched a couple of matches or I watched those specific matches of it, and then I took a look around of prolands myself with, I believe, Flourish, and we were just like taking a look at everything, and he was like explaining me a little bit of the map and like how it kind of like works in terms of dynamics, and like there's a few spots that are just really hard to push, or like a few spots that are just like super abusable. Like I saw one, I think it was Pint Gaming versus Dirty Maggots, if I'm correct, where one of their snipers on, if I'm correct, Dirty Maggots held a sniper sightline on mid under the balcony or something like that, and
Yes,
kills
I
the
remember this.
medic.
No,
I
no, no,
saw
yes.
that, and I was like, that is crazy abusable, but at the same time, it's also map knowledge, I guess, but it's super fucking weird, you know. And you probably can't even kill the sniper because like the crouch animation like takes the head away from, you know, from peeking around the corner.
Is it like on the weird like little ledge you can crouch?
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
on a little ledge in valley, like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
On that you can crouch like around the edge of it and see underneath.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then like
yeah,
if
that was
it's
the yeah.
yeah, and if I
But
like
okay, where does
watched
that sniper sightline actually look? Like what
Onto the
what are
midpoint. You
what are
can see the
staring
midpoint
at?
basically.
you can literally see the entire mid, or almost the entire midpoint. There's like a little gap that you can see on midpoint on this specific spot on midpoint on bridge, and you can just look at that and then just like, you know, scan around a little bit, see the medic, snipe them. That's it, and you get no drawback for it. You get no drawback for it.
I mean, I guess you have the normal drawback of you're playing a sniper on Badlands, which is like, for all it's worth, like you can snipe into second, right, and stuff, but it's still like, the sightlines are never like that crazy, to be honest, and it's also still like super punishable, I think, most of the time. Like, it's not, I think, like of all the sniper abuse maps, like maybe, of course, maybe I mean, we're yet to see any sort of super high stakes games on it necessarily.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything yet that's like mega. I even think that is like it's probably fine. Probably
I think it's fine too. It's just like it's just something that like people have to get used to, or like figure out how to punish before it gets out of hand, kind of thing. Because if you can easily just like get up there and like snipe someone and then run away immediately through valley, and with no drawback to that, I think that's a little bit, you know, a little bit weird in terms of a nuance. And then like on last, like I know a lot of people say this, like when you try to like use the flank to get onto point, if one soldier is looking at that, you can't do anything about it. Like it's literally like he literally just barricaded that entire area. You cannot go through there if you're like a scout or a soldier.
Yeah, you need to pressure it a bit more. But I also think like, I think Dirty Maggots, especially, they're playing those last pushes really badly. I think there is a lot of room for playing those pushes properly, and I think there's sort of a better recipe to follow if you go watch Witness pushing on last, where it's actually like, I mean, you can run people under that point but it requires you pressuring the soldier off from other areas first, right? So you can either like pressure through main, you can pressure through top right as well, like pressure that soldier away, force him in a spawn. But then also, like most of the time, I think, especially in the game versus full fence with Witness, like they're really good at like, I think it was kind of what the Maggots were trying to do against Pint, but they didn't really do it successfully. Is like force the enemy team to like rotate through spawn, which is very easy on Badlands, right? Super easy. But what they didn't do was like Witness were forcing them to rotate over and then immediately pouncing on them on the other side. So they would force them in a spawn and then sticky up right side and like have a soldier push top right. So he's shooting them the second the heavy tries to leave. And then there's just not enough, like they just couldn't cover the ground in time, and it's still kind of Badlands, right? So he's put a scout on it. He's gonna live for a while, and it's really good. I think Lust is very pressurable if you play it properly, but I don't think Maggots were brushing properly, and I think that 5 minute like round reset is false alarm, TBH.
Against
Maybe
like
we come back from like the end of playoffs or the end of LAN, and that's actually completely true. But
yeah.
and it is like very hard to push. But my assumption is
It is in the land map pool though. So
it is in the LAN map pool. Oh my god.
Oh
that
my
is
god.
safe.
imagine like I can dream it like Golden Cap Game 5. Like
Oh.
Soldier just gets like air shot out the sky on Spire. Like
Hang
it's gonna
on,
be
hang
beautiful.
on.
Yep.
Wait. You gotta mute yourself if you're gonna moan like that. I heard a moan. I was like, "Whoa, hold up."
What do you mean? No, that's
I just
pure
heard.
passion for
I just
TF2.
heard. Oh, I was like, "Hold, wait."
Yeah, nope. I just love TF2.
I was like, "This man's busting over prolands
He got a
last
little
and
too
spiral."
excited.
He got
little
excited
too
over the
excited.
spiral, man.
You guys don't understand. I used to play more MG than sixes. Like this is where I live. This is who I am and where I'm from.
This is my whole.
This is my home, and it's finally back, finally rebuilt. I mean, on last, it like when I was looking at the last point, it made me think of like a granary mixed with probably not snake water, but like the idea of like if you get pushed onto or into your spawn and nobody's protecting it, you lose no matter what. No matter what you do, even if you're coming like right around the corner to like just spam them out or anything, it's already over because the spawn cap time is so quick.
Yeah, the way you counteract that though is like the fact that the spawns are actually like in pretty good positions. They're like on high ground looking over towards the point.
Yeah.
So like if you have like a pyro and like a gun holding one spawn when there's an Uber coming in, like you buy enough time, your combo can rotate and you can maybe repush and use the fact that like the like attacking players are gonna have to drop onto the low ground to start contesting point.
Yeah.
And you've got obviously like the silly things like the lamp and stuff. And I really like haven't seen any like giant like steel fence last holds like you see on things like a snake water yet. Like in these games, like you said, like when there was like one bad stalemate.
Yeah. What is a
In
what is
Prem so
a
far, like
what does steel fence mean?
well, just like really strong, like just
Oh,
really
okay. I
you
thought
know,
I thought it was a
hard to
term.
break. No, it was just me like struggling to think of a like metaphor, and I was like, just like something. I'm not talking about the map steel. No,
Yeah.
just
oh.
like something hard to break down. Where,
Steel
like, you
just
see...
transposed onto Snakewater Lad.
Oh god.
The last point turns into the pit.
Can I like give a quick side tangent? The only time I have ever been truly lost on a map in TF2 was when I like got like finessed into playing Highlander for a season, and I remember like scrimming Highlander soldier and just walking around and not knowing where I was, and sometimes I'd randomly be behind the enemy team, and sometimes I'd end up in front of them, and I don't know how the map works. But
there was a brief stint where I played Highlander sniper, and there was a team that had asked me to ring for them, and they wanted me to play on steel because it was steel week, so I was ringing for one of their scrims. I had no idea how steel worked. I hadn't played steel in like, I don't know, fucking 4 years. Like it isn't in my casual pool. I don't play it on community servers. So I had no idea where I was going at all. So I was just separated from my team for like half the game. They were basically fighting an 8v9, and then we somehow ended up on last. And I was so lost. That map is so fucked. It's so fucked.
yeah, I can't believe the Highlander map pool is yeah. I mean, I guess I flamed pubbers last time. I can flame Highlander.
Oh, we can no, one. Have you seen the pool for the next Highlander season? The
No.
map pool.
Wait, actually, can I do
no.
a live react right now? You said
Yeah,
Live
go
react.
for it.
Okay, live
Go
react.
for it.
I
Is that
assume.
like
I
Geek
assume
or something?
Take
yeah, right. So
take a screenshot.
it is an experimental. Now I'll go down and dramatically read through. Okay.
Okay.
It's
Where can I find it?
on the TF2 website, right?
Oh
It's
yeah, yeah. I
an
found it,
experimental season, kind of, because it's a short season, whatever. They have like admitted they're going to bring some experimental maps in, right?
Okay.
So week 1, Vigil, it's standard, right, for that game mode.
Yeah.
Steel week 2,
Okay.
again, standard. Week 3, they're playing Gully Wash and Govan.
Whoa.
Gully watching what?
Govan.
And Govan, it's the
What is that?
map that is the koth map that Renton made for sixes.
Oh
I don't know what
yeah,
that
yeah.
means.
I've seen that. I've seen that. It's like this weird fucking. There's like this pipe on like forward hold.
Yeah.
There's this weird pipe on forward
Yeah.
hold, and then on the point there's like these two. Think of it as like, how can I say this? Think of it as like sultry mid. I think that's the best way I can describe it. Think of sultry mid, but as like a koth.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
okay, it's changed like 10 million times is the thing since I last played it. I played it around a year ago in like just some mixers. But like as far as I could tell, it was designed as a sixes map.
Was it?
Okay.
But like
Yep.
I think it's I think
that's
did it
the
get trialed?
only-
It got trialed in like I can't remember if it's RGL or Ross Fortress. One of the like non-European leagues did run it in Highlander, and they got like feedback for it and made changes for that. But like I don't know, that felt like a really rogue pick. But like
Okay.
Gully Wash being back, and then Borneo as well in the final week.
Oh my
Like,
God.
which
Dude,
is also
Wash
based
and
Wait,
Borneo.
Gully
hang
Wash
on,
and
wait.
Highlander is actually the most
Are you-
miserable experience I've ever had to go through.
Are you?
Like,
Are
I
you?
cannot-
You play Gully Wash as well?
Dude,
would-
like 5 CP maps on Highlander are the same reason 5 CP maps.
Yeah,
are
yeah.
awful
No,
on
that's what I was
top.
gonna ask. Are we bringing back 5 CP on Highlander in
Whoa.
Europe?
It's
Yeah,
so bad.
yeah.
Like I don't know. Like it's also like I say I was playing Highlander, right? Like I was also playing high. It's not like I was playing horrible Highlander. It was like realistically, you know, it's like outside the top 8 of Europe, but not that far below, to be honest. And I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like a sixes soldier, and if you play sixes and you're a soldier player, in Highlander, that means that you can kind of just run at people and you have better DM than all of them, and you just kind of win anyway.
Yeah.
But like without like thinking a single thought, but like it was like, whoa, like I don't know, like it's just so painfully slow. Like you just have too many people for a map, like at all to work
I
in
gotta
that game mode.
hang on. I gotta ask. Like, when was the last time we did a 5 CP Highlander ever? When was the last time?
Yeah, like
I've played one season of ETF 12 Highlander, and it was in 2016, and we played Process and Gully Wash.
Okay.
Neither of them
yeah,
were
Process
fun.
also.
Okay.
Neither of them were fun.
Process.
That's how.
Dude, Process Highlander never do this, by the way. Actually, I mean never do Highlander, but like
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
that's
are
right.
gonna do Highlander, do not do Process. It is pure misery.
Yeah.
It is everything
What?
you love just like warped into despair. Like
Yeah, because that map is so
Every-
fucking small. It's so tiny.
I never thought that like there was a. I've never thought about like, for example, on Gully Wash, I never thought about the shutter door into big door to be like from lower to be like a choke point, but like my god, did it feel like it? Like, oh my god, like it is so miserable to play these. They play so slow because I don't know. I mean, back in the day, I don't know like what it's like now, but I'm assuming it hasn't changed that much. All you do is you sit and you pocket heal your sniper forever, and then you wait for your sniper to kill the other sniper, and then you can play the game for 10 seconds before the sniper respawns and teleports. You just do that all over again, and then eventually someone captures.
There
the point.
is
It's
one
so bad.
saving grace, though. There is one thing that may save it to be like. at
Borneo
least
also sucks,
mildly
by the
fun.
way. I'm not done. Borneo is
No,
horrible.
Borneo, but it's like it's apparently the refresh.tf version of it. So I don't know what that
does that mean?
means, but the version that I played back in 2016, I was a sniper player, and you could like shoot through between the wood panels and a load of stuff, and you could just get like a load of outrageous one-way
Oh,
angles. It was like
man.
That
it
map
was
is
game breaking.
That map is like the guy who made it was like, what if we took a map and we made it one choke point for just the whole map? Like
Yeah.
I love choke points. It's my
Yep,
favorite
yeah,
part
just
of
make the
every
whole thing a
map,
choke
actually.
points for some reason. Like I don't know.
I know. I
Not
really
much
loved it
adaptive
on
at all.
sniper,
Really
but
likes jokes.
I on classes that aren't sniper, it's not particularly fun.
I had to play soldier. I remember this very specifically. Marv was the spy for my team, which Ben will know what that means. But then like we would play, and I play soldier, and then you know like you click on people. You played old black box that used to heal you for infinite. And then and then you know you play the conch and you sit on a flank and you kill everyone on the flank. So I'd have the pyro forced out of the combo to reflect all my rockets, so I couldn't play the game anymore. I'd have to watch the pyro look at me, and then and then my spy would still not do anything. Thank you, Mav. Beautiful experience.
Was this when the ambassador was a thing?
Yeah, that's probably why. It was
Because
probably
I
Mav
remember
trying to
this
run around
same
and play.
time, the game was like genuinely unplayable.
Oh,
As
it's
in, like
fucking horrible.
people were way too good with the ambi, and it was like game breaking.
Yep.
Like ambi spy was top DMing every game. they just run dead ring on Amber. They wouldn't even go to try and stab people. They'd just be popping people for like 102 across the map.
And then the meta was like you have your ambi spy like doing damage, and then you perma like give your sniper 50% heals, and then and then you can't kill him because he plays like the raise or the danger shield or some shit. I remember. Oh my god, guys!
No, it was. We need to not go back to those times.
Oh my god,
The
guys.
old Razorback. Oh my god.
Yeah, the saving grace of the what I was saying back to the config is that like at least we're not going to be sat for 10 minutes though. That's like the one thing. I say we. I'm
Like
not playing
5
this
minutes
season.
in Highlander now.
Yeah, they do now. Yeah.
No one's ever gonna capture any point. We're just gonna reset on Gully.
Yeah, on
I
Gully.
watch 20 mid fights.
Yeah, it's just never gonna finish. Fuck, man.
When can we stop talking about it? Because like,
You guys are,
I really don't
recounting
enjoy this game
horror
mode.
stories. Like,
Hey, I'm
sitting by,
just
like,
sitting
a
here.
Fireplace.
I'm just sitting here. You
Right,
two
right,
had the
right.
rant. You two had the full-on rant.
Do either of you guys enjoy the 9v9 game mode?
If any of the viewers
No.
are
I've never
considering
played
Highlander,
it.
please consider sixes.
I-
It's actually fun.
I've never played Highlander ever. I got into it because of Highlander, but like I've never played it myself ever.
So I played Highlander for like half a season, and I also played it when I very stupidly also piled on a sixes season and like a full fireside like season of casts, which all also happened to happen on the days that I would need to play Highlander. So I had like overloaded myself, and I think I like actually like forced myself to not like Highlander by doing all of that. So my only experience with Highlander is it just being pure fucking agony. That's all it is. Like you
That
load
sounds
up
about
to
right.
it.
Yeah, trust me, I
You
don't
load
think the
into
things made
it.
too much of a difference.
You load into it, and it's like, why the fuck did I do this? Why am I here? Like, what am I doing on Steel
It's kind of
when
a
I
fun
could be
power
playing
trip.
like?
It is a bit like playing your main in a pub. Like as also I'm completely incapable of playing Soldier in pubs because I find it mind-numbingly boring. But like it was kind of the same in Highlander, right? I just like showed up, and then if you know how Soldier works, you can just kind of kill everyone.
Oh
And
my
even in sort of relatively high level Highlander, you can still just do this. I don't know. You just gotta run around and shoot people, and they die, and you're like, wow.
Yeah,
cheating.
like
God, we are never getting a Highlander episode.
We'd have to get an entirely
No.
different like cast.
We are
together if
never
they wanted to do a
getting-
Highlander episode.
I
We've scared all the Highlander players away. They don't want anything to do.
They
with
got
us
like a hate boner for
anymore.
us now.
Yeah, no, but as it sounds like I am like I do genuinely kind of feel a bit sorry for like the Highlander community, right? At least in Europe, because like they've got this. Okay, like I'm not going to say these maps are like awful or whatever, but like they're getting kind of the same thing that the Sixers scene got with like the AFS season in the summer, where it's like a shorter season. This season's only 4 weeks
Oh,
for Highlander. Like, and this is like it's gonna be back to Sixers straight afterwards, right? So like they are like also being squeezed by like the scheduling and the fact that like it seems like European like Sixers is getting 2 lands a year, and European Highlander has 1 cancelled land this year, and like that was it.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was cancelled.
So it is rough.
Apparently due to like loss or lack of signups as well, right? Like,
Yeah, there was like a few teams keen to go, and then like
yeah.
it was meant to be this summer. Was it like July or something?
Is EU still
Yeah, it
getting?
was supposed to be like July, like I think mid to late July, and it just kind of didn't happen. They didn't have enough teams.
Can I ask?
Like we're
Can I ask? Is EU Highlander still getting rolled by SDCK? Like every time I
Not anymore.
hear
No idea.
Europe Highlander, I always think of SDCK because they've rolled for like countless seasons.
They lost a couple of seasons. I don't know. I like all I know about like in terms of Prem Highlander is like who thinks who is cheating. That's like all I know at the minute. Like,
That's
which
so
is-
terrible.
but no, they haven't won the last couple of seasons. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. What about the? Okay, moving on a little bit though. What about the existence of fresh div? Because I'm reading.
Yeah, and that's good.
through-
Well, okay, we can go to Sixers.
Yeah, I'm reading through like what we discussed and your bulletin points, and like you have existence of a fresh div, and I'm like, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so you know how like RGL has newcomer,
Yeah.
for like genuinely new players. And like typically the idea is you just spend one season there, even if you're really bad, and then you automatically move up to like amateur or whatever's above that, right?
Yeah.
EU has never really had that. We've had like the occasional Fresh Meat Cup, but there's been like 3 of them,
Mm.
like ever.
Oh.
The assumption is you enter ETF2L and you enter Open. And okay, Open is the worst div, and in comparison to the divs above it, it's not very strong. But like, you have teams with like 3 to 4 seasons of experience playing against genuinely fresh players. And like, I remember those like seasons of like playing Open. You get like some awful games where you're playing like week 1, you're playing a team that's like mid-player sandbagging. Like week 2 is versus fresh installs. Like it's a mess. But like
I
it
can-
is, yeah.
I can speak to this personally. I remember way back when I was playing open with Pappy in Pappy's first season. We made it to like top 4 because we had a bunch of like lobby heroes on our team basically. A bunch of people like you'll recognize if you follow Europe a little bit. Like Pappy was on the team. I was on the team. Obviously, that's a huge name. Thieves was playing demo. That guy has crazy frag videos that you've probably seen. Like like decent, like good players, and we were like playing first like open season together. And then the top 3 of that season is us, and then a team of 6 Ukrainians with a guy called Death on demo, which old heads will recognize as just a prem like demo player main classing in open.
Oh.
And then just a full on like straight up like top mid team was also just chilling in open. So it was literally like that.
Yeah.
That's the top of
What
open
the
experience, and
hell?
I'm pretty sure that's like basically what it always is. Besides that one
Yeah.
season, we had like Hub's Army in the finals. That was kind of cool.
How did you?
Shouts to
Yeah,
Hub's Army.
the thing
How,
with
how do you
yeah,
just do it? How do you guys do it? You guys, like,
Yeah.
I'm hearing stories as well from like Kev, where like, or I think in one of the episodes, Kev had told a story of how he had like the similar experience to you, but yet still kept playing. It's like, how do you guys fucking do it?
I mean, just kind of find the love of the game, right? Like,
Yeah, but I know people
Yeah.
would just like get deterred from like getting stomped so hard in an entire season. It's like, nah, this ain't for me, chief. You know?
yeah. The point is, at least with
Yeah.
Open, like Open, at least up until before Fresh existed, was like the div with by far the biggest skill disparity. And because it runs
Yep.
Swiss, it does mean okay, you come into the season as like a new team, but like obviously you've watched videos and had map talks and stuff, right? You know roughly what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
First week you get put against some sandbagger team and you get destroyed, right? But like then because you're lower down in the div, you do actually get good games. But like it might take a while to stabilize because the skill disparity in open was always huge. But now with Fresh existing, it means like teams come in and they actually have like a season where they're going to get like in theory like playable games every week. Okay, there is still a skill disparity, but it's not anywhere near the skill disparity that we used to have in open,
Yeah.
where you'd have like genuine fresh to comp people that have like scrimmed like twice ever, playing against teams with mid players main classing. So, and I think it's good. I think it's great. Like
I think it's
RGL's
good
had
too,
it for a
man.
while,
Yeah,
and I
that's
think like it's
awesome.
something that Europe really should have done a while ago. But I understand. Like it was never really certain how big the uptake would be, but now it's been 2 seasons back to back. Like even like we say fake AFS season in the summer, right? Like the one that wasn't numbered, that had a fresh div and that had like a fair few teams in it. It seemed like it was a success, and now this time around, well, okay, no, it wasn't a success because the team that won had a load of alt accounts on it. But like apart from that, it was a success. This time around, like there's like 10 teams again. I think like it's good. It's like a good learning space for new players in Europe, which we've not had before. So
Yeah,
that's
I'm
great.
glad they're getting the
Yeah,
experience that they
that's
need
great.
instead of scrapping and open.
Yeah, open was and also for
Trial
the teams
by
for the actual like teams
hellfire.
that are like for the teams like actually better as well. Like you don't want to be playing the games against like teams that have literally just come to comp. Like
yeah.
the amount of like week 1 like 5-0 5-0s in 10 minutes is crazy. Before like they've stabilized.
Yeah.
Speaking of like mixed teams or like mixed divisions, everything like that, I've seen what's going on in Div 1, Div 2, now called High. And
Yeah.
that's been a warfare. It's like guerrilla warfare over there. It's terrible.
Yeah. The problem here, right? So okay, this has been a big issue with like, I know the admin's got a lot of flack for this, and like, I don't know enough about the teams that like signed up specifically for Div 1, Div 2, whatever. Like, I'm not going to claim to know it. It seems like it was kind of an unsolvable problem of like a couple of teams that were genuinely good enough to play Div 1, but not good enough to play Prem or didn't want to play Prem. Because I think there was like a couple of like teams of like Prem players that wanted to off class and do offie only. And it's like you don't want that team to be in Prem. So they'd send up for Div 1, which is what you do in that situation.
Yeah.
But there was literally like 2, maybe 3 teams that did that. Or like that were that level. Everyone else was Div 2 level. And in that case, like how do you run a Div 1? Like who do you pull up? Because whatever 3 teams you pull up to fill those 3 spots, they're going to be angry because like why am I going to get destroyed every week in Div 1 instead? Like why can't I play in Div 2 and get like close games? So that it felt like a no-win situation. I assume that like due to the skill gap that we normally have, which is why we used to have high and we split it into Div 1 and Div 2 like many years ago because of the skill disparity between like the top high teams and the bottom high teams. You've got teams basically good enough to play Prem and you've got teams that are like barely like mid teams in the same div. It's never going to work with that disparity. But like I think this season it is genuinely just because there were so few teams keen for Div 1 and I'm assuming next season we're going to go back. But like you say, for this season, it's a beautiful like mess of a bloodbath
Bloodbath,
on
yeah.
like high.
Yeah,
it's wild.
terrible. It's terrible to look at because like I've hear and like see so many like people just like ranting and just going on a spiel at how they get rolled almost every week against like these Div 1 players.
Yeah. Well, that's why Div 1 and 2 were split originally. But
It's going to be really interesting to see what happens next season, right? Because I mean, obviously there's Poland coming up, and you would assume like with a land that like this time, I think one of the things that we also notice a bit in Europe is that like it took a while for Uberfest to actually get announced, even though there was obviously rumors back for a long time, right? But that's not enough. I'm really interested to see like Poland. People have known it's gonna happen for like a year now, so there's a lot more people like fully able to come, I think. And I wonder, like, I think just like due to the attendance of that event and just because it's so small, if you want to play that Uberfest, you will need a very good team for it. I think the average like skill level of Poland next year is going to be super high, like it was this time as well. You had to be like at least, like I think our worst team this year was like a Div 2 team or something like that, right? Like you have to be a pretty good team, so
yeah,
people will form and play the qualifier.
yeah, it's we can dream. Like I really hope that we get like I hope it's like honestly like the season 49 that we had at the start of this year was fantastic. Like we had
Yep.
like there was like 6 teams playing qualifiers for the right to be in Prem,
They're really good
which was
games
8
as well.
teams. Yeah, you had like of those teams. Okay, one of them was the Demo Knight team, whatever, right? Like, but like you look at the other teams going out, and it's like these teams genuinely could hang in Prem. You had like 11 teams of like Prem level who could.
I think
who would
especially
compete.
next year if you hang like Banny and some Australians potentially over the heads of Prem teams, and people will come. They'll want to come play, I think.
Yeah. God. Such a mess. What else is there to talk about though?
On the Europe side, LAN is happening. We're kind of we can. I guess I'm gonna take the plunge here and hint slightly that we're deliberately not talking too much about like results from Prem this season and such. A, because playoffs are happening next week, and B, because we're going to be talking about that a bit more in depth in the future before Uberfest. So that's why we're kind of skirting about the more like peripheral topics for this one.
Yeah, so
that's
tuned.
obviously like
Stay
the
tuned,
main.
everyone.
Yeah, that's the main focus for like at least like the Prem players, right? They got LAN coming up in 3 weeks. It's gonna be fantastic. But I guess for Europe, that's kind of it, unless we start delving into specifics about teams, which I don't really want to do at the minute
I mean,
because
I
we're
guess
saving that.
Yeah, save that for
Yeah,
episode
we're not
2.
spoiling that. We're saving that one. Everyone can. We're gonna have some spicy drama. It's gonna be great.
Well, if that's the case, we
witness a good
can
show.
start moving on to NA. And I want to say first and foremost, I watched the entire season, but nobody here has watched an entire match, and I just got word of that today.
Oh, I want you to. Okay.
I have
None
not
of you
seen
have
a
watched
single a single second, not half second, not quarter second, not nanosecond of any RGL game this season. And it's not from lack of effort. It is not from lack of effort. Beth can vouch for this. I have been trying so hard to get any match through this season to be covered on Fireside. But I think everybody else is playing. So there's no casters except for me that are available. It got to a point where I think somebody said, "Why don't we just let me do a solo cast?"
No, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I said that. I was like, why not just let Eccy solo cast at this point? Because like you
I mean,
DM'd
like, I've done it
me.
before.
Yeah, you DM'd
Like-
me, and like you just went on this full-on spiel. I loved it so much. It's just you just
I was
ranting
so
about everyone
pissed.
not
I
being
wanted
ready.
to cast the game. I think at that point I've been trying for like 3 weeks, and then 4 weeks, and then 5 weeks, and then last week, thankfully, I think we're gonna have one for week 8. I think there's no question about it.
Amazing.
And then hopefully we'll be able to do things for the playoffs. But if week 8 gets baited on me, so help me God. Things are gonna get crazy, I tell you what.
Things could get crazy. Along with that, this season has been really shit. I'm not gonna hold anyone back. I'm gonna be super blunt here. This season has been totally shit because of froyotech. Because of the froyotech super team just 5-0ing everyone, losing only one round against Fjord Gaming. That is it. They only lost one round. That is the only loss that they have in their resume for this entire season. And it is horrendous. Because
Are they okay? I'm gonna ask this very open-ended question. Like, are they rolling everyone super hard because they're skill diffing everyone, or are they rolling everyone super hard because the rest of NA is bad? Or is it a combination of the two?
let me
Because I wanted to watch a bit of froyotech, and then I looked at every single log, and it was all 20-minute 5-0s, and I was like, okay, there's no point. Like, they're just rolling everyone.
Yeah,
So I
I
can't-
stopped watching. I stopped watching this week because of that. I was like, oh, it's Froyo and Moneyball. I'm not watching this. Like, I couldn't because it's just gonna be rolls.
I was looking like my
Holy.
with I guess my non-perfect knowledge of like who's good and who's not in invite, right? Like Moneyballs are like the only team that I think could realistically give them a close game. Looking at like
No.
roster wise,
No.
But are
you
they?
don't think who else
playing to
is looking
win?
good?
Like,
That-
or are they just like a fun team? Like,
no, hang on.
are they actually trying?
No, they are a fun team. They're mostly a fun team because
Yeah, this
because
is the
like
problem.
last season it was Mama's Boys, and they were just a fun team. They were just hanging out, having fun, playing the game. You know, going up against froyotech and just fucking around most of the time because like a G6 died, right? And
Yeah.
Moneyballs is the same thing. They're just there to fuck around and have fun and like go up against froyotech to at least get one round. And they haven't. They haven't. It is ridiculous. like Fjord Gaming, a team that has like it's a mixed team with one player that basically owns Fjord Gaming that came in from amateur or not amateur, advanced. They came in from advanced last season. This is their first season. This is like second or third season playing, and they lost. And they keep losing, but they had one round off of them. Does that mean they're better? Hell no. And to answer your question, Wan, I'm going to answer it with another question. What happens if there's 6 LeBron James versus six random fucking white people? What happens?
Okay.
Six
okay,
random
okay.
average ass Joes. who
Yeah,
found
It
on
is
the
not.
street.
It is not sick LeBron James though. It's a very good NBA team. It's a championship NBA team. But it is an NBA team with 6 players on it.
Well, we're
And some
talking-
of them are LeBron James.
Well,
Soapy
we're-
Meister is probably LeBron James. But like
No,
like some of the
no,
others is
no,
like
no.
are we gonna call like I guess maybe Banny, like current Banny is
Okay.
analogous a bit. For current
Okay, here,
LeBron
let me
James.
switch
But,
let me switch it up for you. Speedy's Larry Bird. LeBron James is everyone else.
Like, Speedy is not Larry Bird. I'm sorry.
He's all right. He's an
not
all right
Larry
player. He
Bird.
plays good in the team, right? He knows how to communicate with Soapy Meister and be aggressive with him. That's like that's like the dynamic between the two. They're super aggressive with each other. They know how to do everything all the time and like adapt to anything, right? And then there's Kobe 1920 who just is a DM master. He just fucking out DMs everyone no matter what. And then there's Banny who can adapt to any situation on the fly, be the main caller. And then there's Low Guy. Low Guy, we had a talk about this about him being the top 5, and I say he is like second if I'm correct. I'm not saying he's number 1, but out of all the other medics, he is the best one on the fucking team or in the season in period. I don't know how to say this. I'm ranting, but like Low Guy is just the best medic. Period. Right? You could argue maybe fucking maybe Dank or fucking what Piggles, Piggles, maybe Piggles, I guess. But like still,
Piggles is playing NA.
No, but like I'm saying in general as like medics overall.
Seeds signed up for NA, right? I swear.
Yeah, but Seeds is also not anywhere close to the best medic in Europe either.
Oh no, yeah, that's at least not anymore. But yeah,
like I'm just mad. I'm just mad if anything because it's such a shit season because of froyotech making a super team for Proland and like just abusing it for practice.
Oh, can we go? I think it's a bit harsh to put all of this on like froyotech, right? Like, there's enough other people in NA that are good enough to make teams that could maybe not win against froyotech, but give them a game. And if they try, they can do well. Like look at all the players at like the Denver LAN, right? Like you have like I don't know, like so many players. There's like 3 teams there that all had deep runs, like froyotech, like a G6, Bowls LAN team, right? That's 18 players between them, right? Like there's obviously many others that didn't come to the LAN or run some of the other teams or whatever. Like it's like in Europe, like we don't just say Witness the best team, they win everything. Like we still had Forfence, we still had Mandem, we still had like the German team, we still had other teams like, pushing and trying, right? And like, trying to make it good. And yeah, okay, Witness still won, but there was like there was a fight. There was like teams trying, right? Like
there was a
I mean,
you make it sound like it's a bit of a
I can give the benefit of a doubt. They are trying, but like it's like this thing where like if froyotech, if they're going up against froyotech, everybody just goes like they just flop over on the side and just allow them to get 5-0'd and like and I can't even
with the region.
Well, that's a mentality.
That's a problem with the region.
Yeah,
and that's
NA. I don't give a shit mentality.
And that's like my other point I wanted to talk about. It's like why does everyone in Invite struggle so much in Invite besides sixes? Because like most of like throughout my 5 years of watching this, right, 5 or 6 years of watching this, I have watched mixed teams come and go. And then I've watched teams that have been together for like 3 seasons, and they struggle to even push into other people's last and win fights. Like they have to have like a sniper or a spy to do it, and nothing cookie cutter or nothing simple as that. And then there's froyotech who just comes in and then just fucking doesn't even play sniper or spy. Sometimes they just walk in and just win. Like because they know how to adapt more better and know how to push those small advantages and blow them up to round wins, as you said, Wandum. And like it's just been season after season seeing that, and it's just like, are y'all getting better? Like, is any of y'all getting better? Like,
I think it's mad. I mean, for me, like the big driving force for this is probably like I think ultimately if you also players as well, it's like lack of a big LAN in the pipeline, right? Like there's nothing big announced. I'm sure there's people somewhere somehow like trying to work and make another LAN happen, but if there's not that big LAN competition, then these players will not want to play, right? Like it's one of those where I think like the era of like fully just being able to convince people to super try hard online, and it's like, at least for me, the vibe is also in Europe. Like it's very hard to find players who are willing. We obviously have a few, but finding players that are like willing to super
playing
try hard.
Stop playing World of Warcraft for a second. Dude, I can hear your keyboard.
I'm questioning.
I can hear your keyboard.
But like,
he's doing a really important raid right now.
Nah, I'm actually not. I'm just like killing wolves in Surima. But my point is kind of like I think it's a mentality issue, and some of it is like lack of land, and I think some of it is also like I assume there's like a change of the guard maybe needed. Like there's no NA right now doesn't have like in the past when there was the other Froyo super team, the last Froyo super team, there was at least like a G6 where they weren't competitive with Froyo. Let's be very clear. Like that G6 team needed like a whole year and a half before they could even contest Froyo at any level. But like now, it's like there's no one there. Like who's gonna replace them? Who's like even gonna like try and maybe play the game and like actually try hard to get good? It looks like everyone in NA is kind of not.
I mean, I guess,
doing
but
much.
like when I look over at Europe, I watch some matches on Europe, and like if I pit NA's like mid to low invite teams against Europe's mid to low team, it's like Europe is gonna win most of the time because like
Yes.
they just know how to do it better out of anything, and it's the weirdest thing to me because like most of these players that I've seen, besides like maybe what is it, like maybe almost half of the roster of invite that are playing right now, just still struggle. Like Grape Juice sometimes struggles on last. Artist, he won one season, and it was his first invite debut with Witness Gaming, with Low Guy, by the way, and just he won that, and then just never again. And then there is who else? Like Speedy, fucking well, they won a season last season because that was a LAN event, right? But like, and then I look at like Global Clan, like every Global Clan roster just struggles. Like they just struggle all the fucking time.
Oh, there is a player on Global Clan Zhao currently called Fancy Sun. Is that the son of Fancy Elf?
No.
I think that guy's way older than Fancy Elf. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
That guy's been around for a
Should be
minute.
called
Yeah,
Fancy
I better
Dad
say.
or whatever,
Fancy
right? Like,
Senior.
instead. Surely, yeah, like Fancy Senior, yeah, that's the way.
Yeah.
That's something I think about a lot. Is like it's also like for me, I find the response to this froyotech team so interesting because I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, if you guys want to be Witness, this is the level you have to go to. Like Witness have still again. Like I don't think like I guess if you want like watching EU, I don't think you necessarily know what that means, but like Witness is like scary, scary. They still have Lucas, and Lucas is still the best demo in the world right now because Fancy isn't playing, and they just have like they just upgraded their like soldier duo. Like they just immediately have that synergy that they built for a while. Like I think like at the moment, I'm saying this as someone who hasn't watched Froyotech, but my assumption is that they're at least as good as the Soapy Speedy duo. Probably not as like I guess flashy, just due to the nature of Soapy is, of who Soapy is as a player. But like, I think like overall, like if you want to compete with this Witness roster, you got to do some crazy shit, and that's why this Freya roster exists. If you want any kind of chance, and if you want to maximize your chances of beating Europe, they also kind of need competition to play against, because otherwise it's just gonna Freya are gonna go to Europe and they're gonna have to learn to play the game in like 4 days, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's I'm not really gonna argue about like Windows Gaming Froyotech or anything like that, kind of thing. That's why I said like mid to low invite and prem, right? If they went up against each other, it's just so night and day when I watch those two matches, and like it doesn't even help, it doesn't even help that like the overtime config just makes it more of a struggle for those teams. And
Yeah.
it shows in lane events and in matches where like some matches could go on for like 2 hours and it's just them trying to push the last, they get team wiped and then they go back to mid, right? And like it happens over and over and over and over again until someone goes sniper or spy and then they get a medic backstab and then it's like, oh, now we can win, and then just run in and win. And it's like you've been playing for years. You can't just passively get better. like you guys.
It feels like there's this weird like resignation in NA where they just kind of accepted that this is where they are. But like to be honest, like I think they're just like, I noticed this while preparing for Denver and stuff. Like I think NA is just behind on the times. Like they're just not keeping up with the meta, like at all. They're not playing good spots. Like you watch them hold last and they're just doing it wrong. Like I don't know, like they're holding last in ways that even like mid teams in Europe wouldn't hold last. Like
Yeah, the
unironically,
guns in like the
a
wrong
G6
spot
hold,
and like yeah.
Like I think I've talked about the gully wash last hold before, but you watch like a top prem or a top invite team and they unironically think it's good to hold left side on gully wash, or right side on gully wash rather, with a gun and everything. You're like, what year are we in? Like, guys, come on. Like, and there's just no there's no thought process of even like trying to check out the other regions or anything. They're just kind of set in their ways.
Yeah,
And
they just
I mean, they
autopilot.
lost at LAN to, like, I also think like generally, especially at LAN, like G6 obviously played really close against everyone, but besides G6, I think that every other NA team from this season, like, I don't think they make top 3 in Europe at all at the moment.
No,
I genuinely don't.
I wouldn't even see that either. Even against Aragasta, who were just dog shit at the game.
Okay,
Like,
Aragosta are good, but they're not like crazy. Okay, you can beat Aragosta probably.
I probably
But,
could. Especially with that fucking sniper classic bullshit. I've seen that so many times on mids, and it's like, get
Yeah,
that
but,
shit
like-
out of here. And then I
Yeah,
saw
we'll go on the
GG
Aragosta
with
deep
loose
dive on
cannon.
the-
It's like
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, we'll go into the Aragosta deep
Yeah.
dive.
Have fun
in
with
the
that.
Uberfest
Have,
prep, but-
have fun with that.
But no,
Uh,
you got like Pint Gaming are the team that didn't make playoffs by finishing like above Aragosta, that finished like 5th, and they like
Yeah.
their game against Witness was a fight. Like
Yeah.
that was like a genuine fight.
Yeah, they have some good players on that team. They're like a secret team. I think they're very good.
For the podcast listeners, I am sorry. I am fucking screaming. I just have a passion for this, and I'm just mad. I'm just mad that it's just this like every.
You guys
season.
also lost in League of Legends earlier.
Yeah,
So...
awesome. I'm so proud of you. Anyways, Reckoner and Clearcut though coming back though.
Why?
Because Clearcut had an update. It's 18B, and well, I know for the Clearcut one, it's just 18B, and basically they try to fix all the problems that was said, like sniper sight lines to the window that you couldn't shoot through, but now you can shoot through. They made the point bigger and the cap faster, if I'm correct. And then there's also that little ledge behind the shack, or this like little ramp behind the shack that you can walk up to. You can't do that anymore. You have to actually rocket jump or sticky jump up there, so it's not overpowering for like just a medic to get up there or like a sniper to get up there easily, kind of thing. So those are my ideas of why. And then Reckoner, I'm gonna be honest, I did not research Reckoner as much. I just think people thought, let's bring back Reckoner just for the lulz or something. I don't
Reckoner's
know.
bad. Do not play.
Are they getting played? In
Yeah,
America?
it's
Like,
getting
I'm not sure
plays.
how like your pick bans and stuff work. Like, are they actually like getting games?
Yeah, they're gameplays. Like they've had a few plays recently. Let me see. Let me take a look real quick. Live reaction.
I know plenty of people who just love Reckoner.
Yeah.
And I can't really
Why?
see why. Like, I don't
Okay.
hate it, but I don't like it. But maybe it's just because I haven't played it very much. I haven't had a lot of opportunities to play it.
This map has deep, glaring, ginormous issues called Lust, which is just bad in infinite ways.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I saw that I was like, man, this looks like it would just not be fun or like engaging in any way.
It's not
to
fun
play with.
engaging. It's also not fun holding. Do you guys know about the ledge on Last Point?
The ledge.
There's a... Ben, do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, the one at the
Reckoner
back of the
Last
point.
ledge. There's like a little
The-
lip on Last Point. There's like a little
Yeah, on the
ledge,
point. Yeah.
which is
Oh,
like
no.
elevated slightly above the rest of the
Yeah,
point.
so you
If
can
you
stand-
stand on
yeah,
it,
you
if
don't
you
get
shoot a
splashed.
rocket, it doesn't splash onto the ledge. So you can just like run a scout onto the little ledge, still cap the
Yeah.
point, but then like
No, I
soldiers
know what
can't
you
hit
mean,
it
yeah.
because it's like Badlands middle crate like eats your rockets like for some reason. And it's just
I remember,
I
like-
guess it's just a feature of the map that like
Yeah, I remember like way back when, like, or ages ago, like my teams, we always used to put a heavy on that when we were defending. Because like,
Yeah.
okay, you can like direct him, but like it means getting you with like stickies and stuff was a bit harder,
Okay.
and it also stops the
so-
enemy players from capping off it.
So I was told wrong, or I thought there was more, but literally I'm looking at the officials right now of every single team. One match was played on Reckoner. One. And then I look at the season 19 map pool by Plinko article, and it says this: rotating back into the pool in their place will be Reckoner and Clearcut, replacing Snakewater and Product. Both these maps were the most suggested maps from the survey across divisions. While Sultry received strong support as well, it's been much longer since Reckoner was in the pool, and with Sultry's last point unlikely to be updated, we think it should stay on break. quote unquote.
So the quote is that that Sultry isn't getting back in mostly on the basis of its last point.
I believe so, yeah, because it hasn't been
That's
updated.
Honestly, like I kind of as much as we
That's good.
slander Reckoner, like I really don't like Sultry last.
Yeah.
At all.
Completely
I like
kills them.
every other
It's
part
so
of
awful.
Sultry, but dude, that last man.
It does, yeah. It's
It
grim.
doesn't help that the NA teams don't know how to push, but like Jesus Christ, like it's really bad, guys.
Like,
You
even
don't know
if
how to
you
push, and
know
also
how to
you're only playing
push.
4-minute rounds. So like I don't know how anyone ever wins any rounds on that map. It's
Yeah,
really
because like
horrific.
even if you know how to push, it still becomes just
It's still awful,
cancer.
yes.
It's still horrible. Like it's like you watch a team that knows how to push into Sultry last. It feels like you're watching like an ant farm. Like there's nothing like interesting happening. You're just watching things move from one place to another constantly over and over again. And there's like spam being exchanged every couple seconds, and then there's just nothing.
It's
And then
awesome.
you push it, and it's like, oh, there's a sentry here. Well, like you can't see it from fucking anywhere.
It's a
I
fucking
hate that
struggle,
last.
man. It's such a struggle
Dude.
most of the time.
No kidding. Like actually. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's
But
real bad.
were you
It's
the one that got
bad,
the
it's
joy of
bad.
casting the 4-hour or however long it was like Sultry game?
No, worse. I was producing.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank you.
No, 'cause
Thank you, American
it was
public.
turbo tabs and animation on cast, I believe.
Oh my god.
That was so, and the game was meant to start at like 9:30 UK time, but because of like delays, it started at like 11 and finished at like almost 3 a.m.
Yeah. Yep. No, I
And
remember
it
being
was
in
just
France
Froyo failing full ad after full ad into last.
Oh
I think
I
yeah.
remember
the only
sitting in
time
Mountain News
I've
chat spamming free turbo tabs.
I think the only time I've stayed up to watch an event that went on till 3 in the morning was game 5 of the World Series this year, where it went 18 innings till 3 in the morning. That is the only time I have stayed up to watch an event in full from start to finish that went till 3 in the morning.
Wait, does baseball also run banny config? How's that happen?
Pretty much, yeah. So if the score is tied after 9, you play extra innings, and then if one team has a higher score at the end of the extra innings, then it just ends. But one team has to win. There are no draws. Unless the game is called by officials that it has to draw.
Okay,
and it
right,
can't
we
be
need that
made
in TF2. We actually need that.
up.
We
The
need, like-
admins just show up halfway through. It's like, all right, guys, wrap it up.
casters, the two casters and the producers need to do a vote between them, between the three of them. And if it's ever like 2 or more people voting to end, it just ends. And then
That's
we all just go to bed.
Give
Does it
give the
just call it a
broadcast a
night?
GG button. Don't
Yeah,
give like
give it a
The
GG
GG
button.
button.
Have you guys seen the video? There's like a video on YouTube of like the longest ever Counter-Strike game.
Oh yeah, I've seen
I
that.
think I have, yeah.
Yeah, I've
well,
seen that.
yeah. There's the CS2 one, but then there's also the one from the ESL UK Premiership like 10 years ago as well.
That
It was
doesn't
pretty
count.
long.
That's not
Well,
real Counter-Strike.
I watched that.
UKCS doesn't count.
Oh damn,
I
that
gotta
Inferno map.
make a video on that. Fucking froyotech versus Global Clan on Sultry. I gotta make a video of that. The
No,
longest,
Bethany, you know-
longest
no,
match ever.
You know what's worse, Bethniks, right?
What?
That isn't the longest match ever.
Oh,
Because
man.
the day afterwards we had the 2-hour Metalworks game.
Oh yeah, that was
But you
even
were also in, right?
worse.
You were casting that.
Yeah, I casted that with Turbo again. Like Turbo had a rough weekend.
That poor guy.
Dude, I bet Turbo had like a full-on spurg after that whole match and just like just wanted to go to bed. I wouldn't be surprised if
That
like,
wasn't normal hours, to be fair. That was at okay hours. That
Oh,
started
okay.
at like 4 p.m. like
God, I'm just
UK
like,
time. It was fine.
I wouldn't even be surprised or like mad if like Turbo Taps just falls asleep in the middle of the cast. For how long that shit goes
Those
on
are the
for.
games that shape you as a caster, where it's just like pure misery and there's no escape.
we literally just like sat and chatted about like funny things to do in pubs. Like that was like the
Literally.
game was just like, you know, it was happening. We were just chilling. But yeah, no, like it's rough.
I think I lied. I'm pretty sure game 3 was the one that went for 18 innings. This is a Monday, by the way. It was a Monday. So it started, I think, on the 27th of October, and it went till 3 in the morning on the 28th. But
Jesus.
yeah, those are the games like that are the ones that shape you. They you get thrown into the fire. You just have to deal with it.
I'm
Because
not
we
a,
Never
don't have our
forget.
GG button.
I'm
Staying
not
up
a
till
caster.
4 a.m. to cast an NA DreamHack Cup. Then it was over in 10 minutes because one team showed up, had to play against full roster froyotech, and just ran around with a rocket jumper until they lost.
Yeah, I'm not a caster personally, but I don't think I would like the idea of being a caster unless if I live in a house by myself and I have like I have to go to work at like fucking 4 p.m. in the morning or 4 p.m. in the afternoon or something like that. Because if I try to be a caster myself, I have to wake up at 5 a.m. to get ready to go to work at like 7 a.m. If there's an overtime match that goes on till 3 a.m., I might as well call in. I might as well call in for work or just
I've got news for you, Bethnix. The
What?
problem here isn't the casting; it's the config.
Well, yeah, no, it's the
That's
config.
causing this.
I know it's the config, but
Need
like
to
that's what
change.
I'm trying to tie into. I'm trying to tie into the config, like reason why I can't
Yeah.
cast. I'd probably just
You
shoot
know-
myself.
That's
You
a
know,
bit,
when I stayed up till 3 in the morning watching that baseball game, it really put into perspective, how horrible the Banny config can become. It really put that into perspective because there are games that can and will last that long, and
We need,
they
like,
have to play
mid-roll
it out.
ads. We need mid-roll ads in
Mid-roll
TF2 games.
ads.
Mid-roll ads.
We need like a union. We actually need like a union mandated piss break in the middle of a game if it goes too long.
And they did that for the Construct game.
Yeah, they did.
They played for like an hour and a half, and then the admins were like, "Guys, you have to go to the bathroom now." Like,
Yeah, guys, you have to go.
Oh my
yeah, I
God.
respect it so much because, like, Jesus
Honestly,
Christ, man,
yeah.
like, we could never do that at LAN. Like, it would. I
Oh,
think
no.
like that's like JMax's personal nightmare for good reason, right? Like,
Yeah. I have a question. How did we get on the topic? We're talking about like Reckoner, right?
Yeah.
At the start of this, I think.
Everything devolves into a config debate.
Yeah, no,
Reckoners
it's
are
it's
so
mostly
true.
us. It's mostly us
Ah,
four.
sure,
We did it again. We talked about the overtime config again. Let's go, guys.
No. I will say, yeah, my opinions have mellowed it maybe a little bit, but I still think there's problems, right? But like, okay, back to the point. Reckoner is
no
in.
problems.
Reckoner
We're not doing this.
is in on the basis of okay, like obviously there was not just that, but like
Reckoner
last point not being maybe as bad as Sultry. And
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I think it's just you
I don't
don't
know,
get a lot of.
I-
I think the problem with the Reckoner last is just you don't get a lot of visual. You don't get a lot of visual around there, and like there's also that like weird fucking platform drop off, and then platform upper onto the point. You know, it's really weird in that sense.
yeah,
'Cause, like,
I agree. I don't think it's as bad as Sultry because I think like Sultry is in like prison tier with Snakewater. Like I think they're in like
Prison
they're in their
tier.
like bottom tier. You will never be allowed to leave until like the like timer expires. But
yeah.
I
It
don't.
just
I would say, when was the last time that Reckoner was even played in Europe? One. It was like 2 years probably.
Yeah, it's not too long ago. I remember there's that clip of Patchouli like healing and dying to a nubby backstab,
Yes. I remember the one.
which wasn't that long ago. It was hilarious, but like,
Yeah. Then there's forward spawn.
But yeah, what about clearcut though? What do you guys think of clearcut? Bring clearcut into Europe because of the new update, please. That'd be awesome.
Whoa.
I'm going full
No,
Wayne here.
Clearcut is
I'm,
already.
I'm going full
let me
Wayne here.
hold up.
Bring back
Let me a
clearcut.
fact check. I have a fact check. Clearcut is already in Europe.
Mm,
Oh.
It's in this season for every div except Prem
I
bring
see.
this.
because Prem wanted to play product instead. Every other div is
As they
playing
fucking
Clearcut
should.
instead of
Oh
product.
my god.
love
Yeah, because you guys
sniper
suck
maps.
dick on fucking clear or product all the goddamn time. Like you guys suck that game's or map's dick, even though it should not be in the map pool anymore. Like
What? What?
it
What?
shouldn't. It
Whoa,
shouldn't.
whoa,
It's
you
so
struck a
We're
nerve.
just making stuff up for fun now. Like,
like it's the problem of like the fucking sniper sightline, and then there's so many other sniper so many maps that are made right just for the nerf of that fucking sniper. But then it just, for some reason, they delete the fucking bridge on top, right? And that's purposeful to have that bridge on top because, you know, high bombs onto the fucking choke point, or not choke point, yeah, the choke point on, like, the other team's forward hold, right? So that bridge, like, you know, negates that. But they just keep removing that. And it's so fucking weird. And, like, if... I've heard people say, like, if product, as like a joke, if product was made today, it would not be in the map pool. It would not even be considered in the map pool because it's so bad.
They're just making shit up for fun. That map is good. If people are bad at the game.
It's
Complaining about sniper.
It's terrible.
I'm
It's
sorry, we
terrible.
literally had AZN, who was the least legitimate sniper I've ever seen, playing perma sniper on the map, and people were still winning over it. Like, you could definitely you can definitely still win.
It's not the point. It's not the point of like a bad sniper doing good. It's the point of a good sniper doing good.
No. That's what I'm saying. AZN was literally cheating, and it didn't matter. Like, we were still they still couldn't win.
I mean, there are ways to play around the sniper, yes, but I feel
Very
like
good.
I honestly I feel like Product gets a way too much hate for it being a sniper map where there's plenty of very easy to learn methods to deal with the sniper.
Me when I have to send my soldiers in behind. Wow.
Like, you don't even have to send him in behind. You can just bomb him. You could literally just bomb him straight into his face. So, like, if he hits the headshot on you, then well, GG. But like, just go fast enough, he can't hit you.
I've just seen so much pain from that singular map alone because of two things.
I mean, yeah.
Because of two things. One, it's the fucking sniper, obviously, right? And then the second one is, like, people are just not fucking good at it. And it's just so painful to watch, like, the team just, like, try to run in on another team, and then they just fucking get blown up because of it. And they just don't know how to play it. And, like, you could say that's the argument of, like, then just play better, right? Kind of thing. It's not the map problem, it's the team's problem. But still, that sniper is just, like, a problem on its own, especially if you, like, protect that sniper. You can, like, if you just use 2 soldiers to bomb in onto that sniper, it probably wouldn't even be enough if, like, someone's protecting him.
Okay, but you're forgetting the real problem in this map. It's not the sniper. It's not the fact the sniper is really good. It's the fact that Scout's completely broken on this map. If you're gonna complain about anything about this map, it's the fact that it's the most scout-sided map of all time. Like that's what you actually probably in my head should be mad about if you're mad about this map. Like, I hate to be like skill issue, but it is just skill issue. I'm sorry. It is so play aroundable. I think also, to be honest, like, as a caster who also a little bit cares about the broadcast, having a map where you can have a pop-off player like a sniper run the game is so good for viewership. And it's so, as a viewer, to watch a sniper pop off sometimes is so nice. It's so good. Maybe it's annoying to get headshot all the time, but you can, like, guys, we figured it out. The mystery has been solved. Like,
if I say the counter argument, it probably just sounds like rage bait to fucking wandum. But like, but the market gardener, right? You can play around that.
That is blatant.
Because it's just completely not the same.
No,
It's
okay.
so
I'm purposely rage baiting that one. I understand the argument of, like, it's hard to play around
we love
it.
some good rage bait.
But yeah, I mean, even still, like, if we talked about, like, Scout on product being so heavy because it's so open, like, it's so open for anyone or any Scout to just play around any class ever, right? Fuck, man.
The map is fine, and it is okay. One thing is, you can not like product. That's fine. It's an opinion. I think as a soldier main, it's also not my favorite map. Like, it's not my favorite map to cast either. Casting Koth is really difficult because so much stuff happens, like, all the time, right? But, like, over clearcut any day of the week. Like,
I'm not saying over clearcut. I'm not saying over clearcut. I'm just saying get rid of product.
We go to the clearcut flame. I don't like clearcut very much.
Yeah, I know.
It's a bad map.
I like, the more I've done casting, the more I've come to appreciate Koth. Like, I actually like. I don't want to say this too bad and get like some awful koth maps coming up like in the future. I don't want to like jinx it, but I didn't like casting koth like when I was starting out, but now I've come to like really enjoy it.
I think casting koth is very fun when you're doing it with someone else that you have really good synergy with, because then there's a ton of stuff to play around, right? Because you can constantly it's like the best format for like doing throws back and forth and stuff, and you really have like
Yeah.
I think as caster you have a ton of skill expression in that sense. But if I'm doing random online week 2 game with a guy that I'm not, like permanently caster doing with, it just will not be that fun, right?
With two teams that like maybe don't know
It's
what
really
they're
fun
doing
at
as well.
LAN. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
My favorite
but
games I've ever
yeah,
casted at
LAN,
LAN were KOTH games.
like,
They're amazing.
yeah,
But those are
Yeah.
different. Like, most of the time you're not
fair.
doing that.
I've seen
Yeah.
I've seen some fun with koth. I've seen a lot of fun with koth. Like on if I'm correct, like on Bagel, right? There's a lot of off-classing viability in koth Bagel. Like, have you guys noticed that? It's weird.
I've
Honestly, I
seen
don't see that many people
teams-
off class on Bagel.
Like, I've watched almost every off class I've seen is on Bagel. Kawa Bagel, the fucking the Goblin Zone. They did like a full time like pyro and engineer on it, and they still won against like the village
Huh?
in advance.
Yeah, one.
Okay.
Remember, they have different whitelist in America.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Like
Wait, what
Yeah.
are we playing that's enabling this
detonator
disgusting place
on
out?
pyro.
No, not really detonator. They used if I'm
Is it not
correct,
detonator?
No, they
Isn't
use
Scorch Shot
flare. They
allowed?
use flare. Sometimes detonator, sometimes detonator, but
I
they use
saw 'em-
flare if
I
like
will
they
say I've-
because it's the crits. It's the crits when you get hit by a flare and then or
Yeah.
we're set on fire and they hit them with a flare. It does crits. Yeah.
Yeah, I will admit I
Yeah.
haven't seen RGL players doing it. I've seen Oz Fortress. A couple of teams like in like Invite of Oz Fortress were running like pyro with detonator
Yeah,
and
and
having
then
like good success.
and then there's the engineer, which you could just put like if I'm correct, you could put a dispenser a little bit close to point on your house, right? On concrete. And then you could put a teleporter near the resupply or near the fucking ammo and fucking medic pack. Why am I forgetting it? Why am I forgetting it? You could put it there, and then they could just teleport and waddle up, and then just start fighting as well. And like if they're doing a forward hold, yes, all that shit will be destroyed easily. But like there's a lot of play around with that from what I've seen, where you could put you could be like a little mini sentry nuisance and like just put a mini sentry down, let them like get hit a little bit, pick it up and move somewhere else, kind of thing. Or like just again put a teleporter at like a certain niche spot that they probably wouldn't find unless they're forward holding, right? So they have that bit of advantage to like move up to the point faster, and then they get like faster crit heals because they're not like rocket jumping onto the point or like sticky jumping over to the point as quick as they can.
I think Bagel has a really nice niche, though. I enjoy that both like product and Bagel are in the pool, because they end up playing like super differently, right? Like I mean, obviously this is a bit like witness centric, like, but the way that I think actually basically every team in Europe plays this map is you tank your demo really hard behind point, and then you sit and like you just like you play your soldiers in house and you get to watch the cool like flank, like 2v2s, and then whoever wins that 2v2 gets like major point presence, right? Because they can like go in behind, initiate bombs and stuff, and all that's super interesting to watch. It's a very cool dynamic, I think. But the clearcut, on the other hand, has none of that.
Yeah, we have now succeeded at discussing two koth maps that aren't clear cut in the part where we intended to discuss clear cut. Which
well,
is
it's just
quite
the
impressive,
problem.
but,
It's the problem. Like I studied a little bit on it, and like it's just cookie cutter koth, right? Like you can
the
get
bunker
right,
is the weird bit, right? Like,
yeah, the bunker is the unique bit of it, and like the big ass tower on the side where you could just do like a high bomb.
They're
over.
both awful, by the way. I
Yeah.
hate both of these things. I wish they want that. Yeah, those bunkers are horrific. They feel like I've never like experienced high ground that feels worse to play on. It's so bad. Like you can't like the, and also like I think it's just because like the geometry of the towers exists in such a way where there is no creative like skill expression for bombs at all. They're so small and in such a way that if you're gonna use them, you're gonna do the same singular jump every single time. it's structured in such a way that you realistically probably can't land on the enemy team. So you're going to be using them to go behind every single time. And then just, behind is structured the way it is, so then you're just going to be behind the same way every single time.
Well, yeah,
And, like,
it's mostly the thought of like if you think of what the map is compared to another map, it's like snake water. It's like snake water mid. That's how the fight is always going. So you have to do like the same thing every time, in order to actually win that matchup, and then.
But
try
snake
to, like,
water
go it
mid
over.
has nuance, has different ways to play. This one is just kind of like you show up and
Are you
things
suggesting?
happen.
Are you
Soldiers
suggesting
try
like
to stand
a
on the high
flank
ground to
route?
get immediately spammed off by every class in the game. Can't play. It's actually not even soldier high ground. It's actually just scout high ground for some fucking reason. And so the map just becomes completely unplayable. It's so cool. I really appreciate it.
Have you? So are you suggesting like we should have like a flank route and like another tower, so you can have like a little bit of like a
I'm
mismatch?
suggesting that
Or just
that
get rid of bunker.
just because artist one time hit a cool ash shot on one invite, maybe that's not enough ground to include it in your map pool.
What does air shotting have to do with the entire conversation? One
This
air
is the
shot,
only
one
clay
cool
cut
air shot.
memory that has ever happened in the history of TF2 that was anywhere remotely cool. And it was artist winning invite with a cool ash shot.
Yeah, it was like the last second, right?
Yeah. He just like ash shot some guy like on Froyo,
Well,
and then he won invite.
here's the
And we're
thing.
like,
They have
wow,
made.
artist, and he never did anything again.
Here's the thing. Out of all the other maps in the map pool, clearcut has made change. It's been making change like almost every season, almost every
Okay.
year. And they just keep changing it, so they wanted to keep playtesting it and everything, which I think that is fine. I think that's fine to do, just to have like different playtests and everything like that. And I've been hearing a lot of good feedback along the way about like, oh, this map is actually starting to like get more fixed and like more playable, if you will. You're comparing like a season 6 RGL artist winning his first season on clearcut to like a map that you haven't even played yet. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
I will say
Oh, yeah.
this thing about like the map changing over time and stuff. It is good because like I did read the changes when it got brought into ETF2L, and like the changes they made in the most recent version do look good. It basically means like you can it's possible to like flip flop the point a lot easier, right? Because like the cap time is shorter, and I think the captured area has changed a bit as well. So like it is slightly like more possible to have like your typical like bagel or product style like flip flopping across the point, and it's not just like teams holding the point for like minutes at a time,
Yeah.
which is kind of a bit of a problem before.
Yeah. And then again, there's also that like window that you can like shoot through now, which I think it's on top of bunker or on top of the roof, right? Where you can like try to like spam them down a little bit if you like have the upper hand against them. If they're
Oh
inside
yeah, there's that
bunker.
weird splash angle. Yeah, I know, I know
Yeah,
what you mean.
yeah, and that's that you can do that now, which apparently some people like that a lot. And I guess it just makes it more of the reason to not not go into the bunker, game sense.
Yeah, but the bunker used to be like an OP spot to hide, right? Like you could literally bunker there. In like sacks and stuff.
How
It was
could that
like
how could that be an OP spot if like a soldier could just literally get behind them and then another soldier in a demo
Scout
just
class.
like it's
Scout class, demo man
it's-
class. Unplayable.
Makes it unplayable.
Yeah, but okay, you can look at the medic for a second and you get two shot by the entire enemy team.
Like I'm an AM player. I don't know a lot, but like that just seems like something that could happen easily.
yeah, it's really just like it's. I wouldn't profess to be like an expert. At least it hasn't been played in Prem this season. It was played one season ever, I believe, in Europe.
That's why you guys should play it. That's why you should bring it to EU.
Nope.
Bring in the new
Some
map.
maps-
Bring
like
in
the
the new
same
map.
way we don't need to play Cardinal again.
No. Y'all should
don't
try
need
it.
to
Try
play
new
Cardinal
things,
again.
man. Like, come on.
We don't need to play Cardinal again. It's fine. That's why NA exists. It's to playtest all the maps, so we don't have to do it ourselves.
And yeah, we're playtesting the map
Then,
right now.
then like
Maybe
you
you
guys
guys
can play
should,
all the
like,
bad maps,
try
and then
it.
they'll come to Europe after everyone in invites complaining about them being bad anyway, and then we can play them, and then we, like that's the cycle of life.
Go have a boner over Spiral again or something.
That noise was very funny. But I'm not like, I guess because I'm just like, I accept like I haven't like seen a great deal of it, but like I have played it a little bit, and like I think it feels a bit flat. but like I don't know if that's because I haven't sort of played enough of it or seen enough of it at like the top level.
Give me a
And also,
second.
I
I'll
don't
be
think it's
back.
been played enough at the top level for like teams to actually figure out like if there are cool strats in it. Maybe there aren't, but like it at least felt when I was like in my limited time looking at it, it was fairly one-dimensional.
Yeah, I think for me, like I think a lot of that one-dimensionality comes off of just like the nature of the geometry of the map. Like it just doesn't encourage very interesting gameplay at all. Like it encourages very, as you're saying, one-dimensional kind of samey play. That's just not that fun to either play or watch. It gets stale very quick.
Eki, what are your thoughts? Did you play it, watch it this season at all? Or is Eki gone as well?
Oh, we're just chilling now, Ben?
Oh,
We're
sorry, I
alone.
had my
Oh, nice.
microphone
Let's talk
muted
about
'cause I was,
prolands again.
coughing a bunch.
What a good map. Oh my god, did you watch like did you watch Mac? Okay, we can talk about this. Did you watch Mac and the Golden Cap just like send it for fun?
I was producing that game.
Oh yeah, you were. Wow, that was one of the
The
funniest
booties.
endings to a map I've ever
The
seen.
booties. He's just like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, he shows up to mid. It's a golden cap like round reset. Goes to mid, runs booties to mid, double stickies into enemy valley, instantly dies, loses his team the map. It was beautiful. And it was a
Yeah, that's
really
awesome.
close, intense, very, very entertaining game. And then Mac just decided he wanted to go to sleep. It was so beautiful.
He was tired, man.
Yeah.
That was
Apparently,
the
he
late
was,
start game, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, you're supposed to run something else. I think he like
Hey guys, I'm
fucked
back.
up his reset one or something.
So we're
we've definitely kept things on topic, by the way, Bethnix. It's fine.
Yeah, totally.
Things are still on topic.
Hey guys, how's it going? I heard the word pro and I was like, oh.
Talking about good map for once. Could never.
I guess right. So we've had our. I guess we could ramble on about like clearcut reckon or whatever forever, right? Like they're seeing
Yeah.
play, which is nice. Hopefully, like if there's feedback or like if changes are made. I don't know if Reckoner is still in development in terms of like if it's got someone potentially actively like looking to change bits about it, but like clearcut certainly does. So that's nice. But like I was looking back to your list of talking points for NA. What was this about this survey? Is this like just the survey for the maps that RGL run?
Isn't it like every season they have the postseason survey that
Yeah, they post like the
hand
season.
out where
Yeah, they post like the season
Yeah.
survey and everything. It
yeah,
looked like
so,
when
so
I
every season at the end of it they put out the season. So if you
All right,
played,
we're back
I think,
with another
2
DaVinci
matches,
Resolve
you get
video,
Whoa,
and this time I want to
whoa,
share
whoa.
with you
do
11
a bunch
insane
of
plugins
stuff
for
in the
Resolve.
survey.
Now these will
Shut up. Sorry, hang on. My fucking browser just turned on, and now it's just playing
Oh.
weird music.
Is
Season
it opera by
18.
chance?
No. Season
Yeah,
18
do it.
survey results. It was very weird to look at because like I was looking through it and like I just saw like very simple stuff. Like they were talking about like some of the weapons, like Rap Assassin being banned. It was very mixed. Again, it was very mixed between like Invite wanting it banned while everybody else just said like nah or like no opinion. And then it was like the same with like a Quickie Bomb launcher. It was like flipped, where like Invite, I think it was Invite didn't want it banned. If I'm correct, Invite didn't want it banned, and then everybody else was like, yeah, ban it, kind of shit. And then they wanted to talk about like shorter seasons, and everybody was agreeing on that.
What, to do shorter or to do longer?
Shorter seasons, yeah.
So do people want to do short seasons?
Yeah, they wanted shorter seasons, and then they wanted more like variety maps in the map pool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think a lot of people said like 7-week seasons would be nicer.
Yeah.
And then I think a good chunk of people also said that they want more maps like Granary and Reckoner in the pool. Which I think Reckoner in the pool, it's also part of the fact that people want more variety maps. Because Reckoner has not been in the pool for like ever, as far as I can remember. Like I started playing in like 2022 and it was only in the pool, I think, in I don't remember what season. I think I was only playing in a season where it was in the pool once, and then I was also in a season where Granary was in the pool. But I mean, the map pool for NA was just really, really, really stale. Like it was the same maps every season, in and out. There was no variety except for like the Koth maps that would get changed every once in a while,
Yeah.
which also didn't really happen all that much either.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we tend to play a lot of the shittier maps, objectively speaking.
I'm just
because we
glad to
just don't
see
have that many.
variety. I'm just glad to see some variety in the pool, and like they had like that you know, that map cup, experimental cup and everything. Even if there was
Yeah.
like shit maps, it was still interesting to see that and just see how people gave their feedback on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, the map was always good. But we'll ask, right? Like, Quickie Bomb Launcher, right? You said this was on the poll.
Yep.
Did it end up
And
getting banned?
No.
No.
What?
It did
And
not.
do people
Yeah, no,
use
so-
it?
No.
Not really. I haven't
Okay.
seen a lot of people use it without the lock and load.
Yeah.
I
so
have
that's
seen
what I
a
was
couple
gonna
of
say,
people.
right?
Yeah, here's the thing. Lock and load is or Quickie Bomb Launcher is dog shit without the lock and load. That's basically the consensus with NA. It's just they won't use
Yeah,
it
that's
unless
that's
it's
the
with lock and
general
load.
consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a few people that will stick to the quickies and will use them, you know, regardless of if they have the lock and load or not. But those are like outliers. Like those hardly exist in any capacity, right? Like it's they're not exactly it's not really a great weapon without the lock and load. You kind of need that. You need its you need its partner for it to really work in a
Yeah, is it really that
meaningful
bad?
way.
Like, I get they like synergize well because you can play this like, okay, I'm gonna call it cringe, like really ultra long range spam sticky snipe demo gameplay, like what we saw at the RGL one, right, where everyone's like playing a mile away from
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
any risk of dying. Like, and okay, the lock and load combined with it like lets you do that. Does the quickies like on its own? It's like, can you still do that to an extent? Or like, is not having the lock and load range on your pipes like does that
Somewhat,
actually make
yeah.
that big of a difference?
Like I see
Yeah,
the ban. I
that's-
see the ban for Quickie Bomb Launcher, but like with how shit NA is right now in terms of skill, I'm not seeing it anytime soon.
Yeah.
I guess you
think
just gotta
the,
wait until some team starts abusing it, right?
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing is that with the quickies, like they're not terrible on their own. They're just not great. They work so much better if you have it paired with the lock and load. I mean, I've seen plenty of people make good use out of just the quickies and then have stock pipes or iron bomber or something. But it's just not useful. Well, not useful. That's not the right word, I don't think, but not as helpful as, you know, doing it with the lock and load because you just have that constant. You're basically playing double direct hit at that point, and without the lock and load, it kind of sucks a little bit. But I think the utility of being able to clear out like sticky traps from a really safe distance, just shooting the sticky around the corner, blowing it up. I mean, that is the like one use case that it kind of has outside of being paired with the lock and load. But otherwise, I mean, there's really no reason to run it over regular stickies without the lock and load also equipped.
Yeah. And I think that's really it. Those are like the big ones that I noticed when I was looking through the survey. Besides like, you know, shorter seasons and like more variety in the map pool and everything, which I'm glad people are having more consensus on wanting more maps in the map pool. But like that's like saying the sky is blue because everybody likes new things, you know.
Well, in the
Well.
TF2 community, maybe not. You know?
Well.
We hate change.
On God, by the way.
God damn. Well,
And
do
I get you
think-
though. It is. I'm like a bit more liberal with my opinion on like maps and stuff. Like when we brought Sultry and Entropy back in, like I know putting 2 maps out of the 7 that season as like new unproven maps, even though Sultry I guess wasn't really unproven. It was it played in NA like a couple of seasons before then. I think like I don't know. It's good to be open to those things. It's a shame honestly that like Entropy didn't get like at least tried again, or like maybe not in a season, but like didn't really get much exposure that I can see of
Yeah.
after that one season we ran it, because it's one of those where, okay, it did play bad. We could all see it had glaring problems in the season because like teams were trying on it and like learning the strats and learning all the problems, because it was a season where there wasn't pick ban in lower divs in ETF12 either, so literally every single player had to play it.
Mhm.
And it's great data, but like we just never like look back at it, which is a shame. So like it is nice that like, okay, it is like kind of to some extent recycling of old tried maps, right? Like Reckoner has been around now, like, oh god, like I played Reckoner in my first ever Sixers season, and that was 2016. So Reckoner's been around a while in terms of like bringing back more obscure maps. So it's maybe kind of like a bit of recycling, but like
That could be.
I know
That could,
clearcut's like
that could definitely
bit
be
newer.
like yeah. It could definitely be like another topic for another day kind of thing about like bringing new things into the pool and like preserving a lot of other things and just stuff like that. That could definitely be its own topic if anything.
I feel like Wan has a very different opinion to me on
Well,
this.
yeah, no
I feel like
shit.
I feel
On
like
what?
Wan wants to just play Process Badlands every game.
Yes, I actually don't like process that much, but
Damn.
What
No,
are
he
you
likes
taking?
he likes
What's
Proland.
your
yeah,
what's
what
your
would
map?
you take in?
Wan, what's
in
your
place of
map
it?
pool? Tell me.
go to Copenhagen Games 2019 and put in bagel, and that's all you ever need.
Fucking
Let's have a live check.
Perfect map pool. I guess I think we played Reckoner there. You could probably get rid of Reckoner, put in bagel, and it's goated.
Map pool was. Is it not on the Wikipedia?
It should be on Wikipedia.
Am I blind? I do not see it on Wikipedia.
Ooh, it was there. It was there. I definitely.
Maybe I 1 sec. Let me try.
But it's basically the maps you just said and Granary.
Oh no, it is on
and-
here. Yes, it is on the right side. Yeah. So it's Granary, Gully Wash, Process, Prolands, Snakewater, Sunshine. So Reckoner's not even there.
Nope. And then you add in bagel, and it's perfect. Thoughts?
Eh.
Yep. Well,
I
what
think
could be
yeah.
changed?
There's I yeah. I'm not sure what I'm taking out for Bagel, but yeah, I can.
We're not taking anything out for bagel. We're just adding it.
Yeah.
Well, it's 8. There's 8 maps.
Alrighty.
Oh, what if we had 9? Oh, was the question 8 maps?
No. So they had 7 maps at Copenhagen
okay.
Games, and adding Bagel makes it 8, which is like an awkward number.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'm looking at this map pool. We yeah, I don't know. We just blink Sunshine out of existence, and there you go.
Awesome.
TF2 is solved.
We'll
I
talk.
solved TF2, unironically. Thank me later.
We should make that an episode. What would be the ideal map pool for each of us?
We make a episode called "Wandum Just Fixes TF2."
No, I'm gonna call the episode "Wandum Gets a Boner for Spiral." That's the entire episode title.
Yeah, that's the entire. That's the.
Wait,
Yeah,
but
actually,
you
we
just call
should
it
play
Spiral.
DP Chad in competitive.
We should.
True.
Wait, what?
true,
What'd you say?
Holy
You guys,
true.
you guys ever played CP Chad?
I
No.
played it one time in
Oh,
like a
the one by
friend
Dubthink,
plug
right?
with no item
the Dubthink one,
restrictions.
yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best map ever made. By the way.
It's so awesome.
I mean,
Played
Wait,
1 a.m. drunken like mix on it, and it was the most beautiful 30
Okay,
minutes
if
of my life.
we try to convince RGL to put that in the map pool, and then EU will follow suit easily. That's what
True,
you gotta
actually.
It probably
is the
plays
best part of
absolutely
every map.
horribly, by the way.
But
But like,
it's the best
so
part
funny.
of every map. How can it play horribly?
It's just like
It
20
is the best part
spires.
of
It's
every map.
beautiful.
This is why I'm saying you got a boner for Spiral.
Yep, I'm an MG player. What do you want from me?
Alright. I think
Is
that's
that
it
my
for this
fault?
episode.
Probably is my
It
fault.
probably is. I think that's it for this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ben's just cutting the mic, just like we can't.
I'm hungry, man. I want to go get my dinner.
I have McDonald's before we recorded this skill issue.
Skill issue. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Tell me what you like or didn't like about Spiral. And y'all have a good day.
Spiral.
Bye.
Spiral.
The rage bait is amazing.
You're gonna get so many, dude. You're gonna get so many comments from people who are like, who like hear you say it the first time, and they're like, it's actually Spire.
And then I'm gonna get this one random dude is like, I like it because it looks like a penis or something.
Yeah.
Have a good day.